Here's Chuck Martin here at the end of day 2 at AI Summit London, and I'm happy to say I've got Capgemini here. Julian, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me
So you
here.
literally just came off the stage. Tell me what you talked about.
Just right now, I still don't have my badge. I lost it there. So we had a great conversation with a guy from Barclays and from Rolls-Royce, really about what does it take to make a quantum proof of concept successful, right? And I think it's a very important question to ask right now, because everyone is trying this out, but it's such a big risk that you just do something and it ends up in a drawer, never being used. And the big question that everyone should be asking themselves: how can I get quantum ready, right? And that's not a trivial question.
So with artificial intelligence, we've been hearing here for 2 days that everybody's moving beyond proof of concept to scale at AI. So now in quantum, are we now just entering the proof of concept phase?
Absolutely. I mean, definitely AI, quantum is much less mature, of course, than AI. But I think there are already some similarities that we can see from AI and lessons that we can learn from AI that will help our quantum proof of concepts also be more successful. So, for example, I think one of the things that we can learn is that you need business buy-in. If you're going to do a proof of concept that is just on its own, just a bunch of technical people that think it's interesting, it will be fascinating. I would like it, but it will be on its own and it will not be used. And I think the second thing is that you need to think about this end-to-end integration. We saw that with AI, of course, that you could do this something in a proof of concept, but then when you need actual data, everything sucks, right? And that you need to have the proper compute power and the data pipelines or whatever. But we have something similar in quantum as well, right? The quantum will be just a part of the solution in a larger computational workflow. If you just think about only a quantum algorithm and it's very its performance in a very narrow case, then you will never be able to tell something about the larger use case that you're trying to improve.
So are companies starting with very, very small elements and then going to proof of concept, basically just like an alpha?
Yeah. So I mean, you can't do anything bigger than something small, right? Because everything that you can possibly do on those machines will be small. That's just the size of the computers. But still, you can really think about how, even if your proof of concept is small, how does it fit into a larger idea that you're having? And I think that the key point should there be that you have all these small proof of concepts that are like puzzle pieces that are stitched together into a larger roadmap or vision for some type of application that you have. So maybe as an example is like in drug discovery, right? It will be an area that is extremely promising to be sped up by quantum computers. A huge business case. We really want to drive down the time it takes for drugs to enter the market. But it won't be like a switch-on moment where quantum will speed everything up and everything is amazing. It will be a long and difficult process where there will be small parts of quantum that will speed up, a small piece of the puzzle. Maybe we do some, optimization, like some feature set optimization first. Maybe we will fail, and we have to fail fast, and then we can take some of those lessons into maybe a next, a proof of concept. Maybe we can do some quantum chemistry and, take some of the algorithms that we used before in the next work that we do. And then really by, doing all these proof of concepts together, we can build a vision and a roadmap that will, in the end, help us to become quantum ready and to leverage this potential.
So are you seeing companies, especially financial institutions, looking at quantum and getting involved in quantum as a defensive posture?
Well, I think that it's a very fair question. If you are not doing this, what will your competitor have done in a few years? I think that's definitely something that everyone should ask. And another perspective, of course, the defensive in the sense of how vulnerable will your systems be, also your security, of course, if you don't do anything. So I think that's very often it is this threat side on the one hand and the opportunity side on the other hand, and you have to really look at both.
So where do you see the big action in, say, the next couple of years? Is it military, universities, big corporations, something else?
So I think in the near term, like industries that are really heavy on compute power, they will benefit first, right? So, in financial services, you have all those number crunching things for derivative pricing or portfolio optimization or maybe some other things like fraud detection or whatever. I think in chemistry or life sciences, you have drug discovery and all the screening of billions of molecules and compounds and stuff. So those will be the first area that will really benefit of this. But I think in the long run, it's really open, right? I think if we just limit ourselves to think about what can be done, where do we need compute power today, then we sell ourselves short. Because in the end, it's like a moonshot. There can be so many new things. Everything will be computable in the future. So a lot of areas that can be impacted.
So a year from now, we're sitting here having the same conversation. Will it be much more advanced in terms of where quantum is a year from now?
I mean, I think if we sit here tomorrow, I will be impressed by what happens, So no, I mean, it is going very fast. There's also a long road ahead. I mean, everyone is asking those questions like, when do we see a quantum advantage, 1 or 3 or 5 years? I think that the question is a little bit, it might not be the best question, because what is a quantum advantage? There will be something small first, and then there will be something bigger, and it will be continuous improvement, etc. But I mean, definitely there is a growing interest. I think with all the enthusiasm and so many smart people involved in this right now, I'm just very excited, what we'll have next year.
Well, I look forward to that conversation a year from now.
All right.
This is Chuck Martin. You're at the end of day 2 at the AI Summit, London.